UFC Freedom 250 is finally here, and I'll be giving my predictions for these fights. Starting off with the first fight, Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia. I actually think Steve Garcia is going to win this fight, even though Lopez is the favorite. I feel like Steve being bigger and longer than Lopez is going to give him a lot of problems, especially that Lopez kind of uses his frame against his opponents. And not only that, if Steve Garcia gets Lopez on the ground, I think Steve's ground and pound is going to make it very, very, very hard for Lopez to even get back up. So I think Steve Garcia is going to win by unanimous decision. Bo Nickel versus Kyle Dawkins. Same thing with this. I think Kyle Dawkins is going to win this. And I can't believe Bo Nickel is on another big UFC card, but I think Kyle Dawkins is going to fraud check him really badly on here. I do think Bo is going to win the first round, but Kyle's going to survive it. And then round 2 and 3, he honestly might get a TKO in the second round. He's definitely better on the feet. And I think not only that, I think Kyle Dawkins' takedown defense / grappling defense is underrated. So I'm going to go Kyle Dawkins by second round TKO. Mauricio Hufi versus Michael Chandler. I think Hufi's going to win this. I think most people are picking Hufi, not because he's way better than Chandler, but Chandler is also fallen off really badly. He's lost most of his fights in the UFC, even though they have been against the top lightweights. I think Hufi's going to be able to stuff the takedowns and keep distance against Chandler, especially that Chandler really only has an overhand right on the feet and then an occasional calf kick, which I think Mauricio is going to handle very easily. So I'm going to go Hufi by second round TKO. Josh Hawkins versus Derek Lewis. Even though Hawkins is definitely better than Lewis everywhere, and I mean everywhere, the striking, the wrestling, the grappling, and not only that, he's way faster than Lewis. I feel like Lewis might get an upset right here, especially the way Hawkins fought Blades. I do think if he does the same thing to Lewis, it's not going to end really well. But then again, Lewis after round 1 kind of quits. But I just feel like if Josh gets into a firefight with Lewis, I don't think it's going to end up well. I feel like Lewis is going to catch him. And unlike Blades, Derek Lewis has one-shot power. So I'm going to go Derek Lewis, second round KO. Sean O'Malley versus Ayman Zahabi. This fight, most people think O'Malley's going to win this easily, but I do think this could be interesting, especially that Zahabi is a really good wrestler and grappler. And not only that, his toughness is crazy because he got kneed and soccer kicked by Jose Aldo. So I do think his toughness and his grappling and wrestling might make him survive until the third, but I am going with O'Malley. O'Malley's striking is much better, it's much cleaner, and he's much faster than any opponent he's fought before. Not only that, O'Malley is tall and has a long reach for this division. And not only that, I do think O'Malley's takedown defense is going to be good enough to where he's not going to get stuck on bottom like the Marab fight. So I'm going to go Sean O'Malley by second round KO. The fight that I'm looking most forward to on this card, Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gane. Pereira going up to heavyweight to get his third belt, even though it's an interim belt. But Cyril Gane is the third best heavyweight in this division because Aspinall is better, and same thing with Volkov. Since Volkov did beat him, that was a robbery. But Alex Pereira, I think he's going to win this by second round KO. And the reason why I say that, even though Gane, he kind of is a nightmare matchup, but Gane relies way, way too much on his movement. And if you watch the Volkov fight where he did break his foot, he was very, very stationary in that fight. And because of that, Volkov was able to land a lot on him. Even though Volkov is kind of a slow, ploddy heavyweight, Pereira is much faster and way more skilled than Volkov. And I think the way that Pereira is going to make Cyril's movement lessen his movement is with the calf kick. And I do think Cyril's going to do good in the first round, but I think that calf kick is just going to keep is just gonna keep landing on Cyril Gahn, and Gahn's gonna slow down by the second, and by that time Pereira's gonna land his left hook on him, or he could land his right straight that he landed on Ankalaev. And I do think the power is gonna pack at heavyweight is gonna be really, really crazy. So I'm gonna go Alex Pereira by second round KO. And then now the final fight, Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje. I think most people are writing off Gaethje, which I do agree with. I do think Ilia Topuria is good everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Striking's better, grappling's better. Wrestling, I don't know about his wrestling. The wrestling's kind of even here. But I feel like Gaethje, even though he's not going to win this fight, I do think he's going to do better than what most people think. I do think he's going to survive until either the third or fourth. And the reason why I think that, I think he is going to stay on the outside for this fight, kind of similar to what he did in the first physique fight, where he relied heavily on his jab and his low kicks or his leg kicks. And I think he's going to do the same thing here. And with Ilia, I don't think most people know he's never defended a calf kick at all. He has never, ever defended one. And I do think that's going to play a role in this. Do I think Gaethje's going to deaden Ilia's legs? No. But I do think that's going to make him stay in this fight much longer, especially to the third and fourth. And not only that, I don't think Gaethje's going to avoid the in-pocket boxing. And I think if Ilia does close the distance, Gaethje's just going to get him in a clinch and then might throw uppercuts and elbows, but I feel like he's just going to use it to then get away from him. So I'm going to go Ilia Topuria, fourth round KO. I still think he flatlines Gaethje. And that is it. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.